At their core, if you really think about it, cruise lines are all pretty similar, right? But when you dig deeper, different cruise lines excel at doing different things. Now, my wife Sharon and I have been on over 60 cruises together, and we've cruised on 5 different cruise lines. And today, I'm going to tell you what we think each cruise line does the best. Hello everyone, I'm Jamie from Sharonatsea Travel. Thanks for stopping by. And as a reminder, hey, if you enjoyed the video today, please consider subscribing and check out all the other videos we have, the cruise related content here on our YouTube channel. Now I know that whether you've been on 1 cruise or 100, you probably have a favorite and maybe even a least favorite cruise line. And we also know that you definitely will not agree with everything that I'm gonna say in this video, but that's the fun of making a video like this. Now, Sharon and I love to go to the comments and read where you agree with us and of course, where you disagree and think we are dead wrong. Do me a favor though, just be nice about it, will you? Now, just to be clear, my wife Sharon and I have sailed on Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Holland America, and Princess Cruise Lines. And pretty much everything I talk about in this video is from first-hand experience, meaning I'm not just making this stuff up. We got together, we talked about it, and these are the things that we came up with. Now, there are things that we really like about each of these cruise lines I'm gonna mention, and some things we don't, but today we're focusing on what we think, for the most part, each cruise line does better than the others. And I'll wrap it up at the end with a little bit of a rapid fire, topic thing, just covering a few other things. So let's jump right in with the cruise line that most people either love or hate, and that is Carnival Cruise Line. There are 2 things that we think Carnival does better than any other cruise line out there. First, let's face it, Carnival is known for being the fun ship, and that's something that really has not changed over the years. Now, I know Carnival's taken a lot of bashing lately, and deservedly so in most cases, but they continue to have the most interactive and engaging cruise directors at sea. The Carnival Fun Squad, which is the cruise director and their team, spends the entire cruise making sure the guests are having fun, from the massive sail away parties to the late night deck party to the music trivia contests that fill up the atrium to welcoming guests back to the ship in every port. Say what you will about Carnival Cruise Line, but one thing that you can't deny, Carnival still puts the fun in fun ship and has the most engaging entertainment team at sea. Now, second, Carnival may not be known for their food, but when it comes to the amount of food options available, especially those that are included with no extra charge, we think they still hold the crown. Listen, I mean, you get on a Carnival ship and in most cases you can have Guy's Burgers, the Blue Iguana Cantina, there's an onboard deli if you want a Reuben sandwich or a meatball sub or something, a dedicated pizza place on all the ships, Shaq's Big Chicken, which is amazing, and Guy's Pig and Anchor Barbecue. And all these locations, like I said, are on a majority of the cruise ships, not just the new ones, and they're all available with no extra charge, so that's pretty cool. Carnival has had their ups and downs, but we think that Carnival does fun and included food options better than any other cruise line. Now, next up is a cruise line that we've had some great cruises on over the past few years, and that's Royal Caribbean. Admittedly, Royal does a lot of good things, but what we think they do the best is, first, Royal has the best cabins at sea. Now, we found that in our opinion, whether it's a newer ship or an older ship, in most cases, the cabin space is the best overall of any of the cruise lines we've sailed on, especially when it comes to storage. And remember, we usually cruise with 3 or 4 in a cabin, and that's usually a balcony cabin. So what I'm saying is really especially true for families. Whether it's a new ship or an older one, we've always found that the cabins on Royal always seem to have plenty of room for everything we have. Plenty of room in the bathroom for toiletries to share, right, and put out. Plenty of closet space, shelf space, drawers, and often they even have cabinets over the bed, so that's kind of cool too, just to put all your extra stuff. All this extra storage makes for a clean and organized cabin, and we love that about Royal Caribbean. Another thing that Royal does best, especially on their newer ships, and by newer I mean any Oasis or Icon class ship, are the shows and the entertainment. We think that the aqua shows on Royal Caribbean are fantastic. These things are amazing. People are doing amazing things, and it's awesome. The ice skating shows are awesome too, and in addition to other theater shows, it's these 2 venues that give Royal the #1 spot, in our opinion. Now, keeping on the topic of entertainment, once we get away from those Oasis and Icon ships, we feel like it becomes kind of a 1A, 1B situation, with Norwegian Cruise Line being awesome as well. Now, some of our favorite theater and musical entertainment has come from Norwegian Cruise Line ships. They have fantastic shows and some of the best musical performances we've ever seen on cruises. Norwegian always has a great house band you'll find on their ships, and whether it's a tribute show to Fleetwood Mac or the Beatles, or just the band playing in the atrium, we think NCL has the best bands at sea. So Royal, NCL, taking entertainment to the next level. Each cruise line will have plenty of great things for you to check out. Now, another area that we give Norwegian the top spot at is specialty dining. Now, yes, specialty dining you do have to pay a little bit of an upcharge for. Although if you book Norwegian's More at Sea option, you may have some specialty dining included in your cruise fare, so that's kind of cool. But if you're a specialty dining foodie, it'll be worth every penny to check out those specialty venues. Now, NCL is known for having multiple specialty restaurants on their ships, from the extremely popular Cagney Steakhouse to their teppanyaki and sushi places to the seafood venue Ocean Blue, which I love, their Mexican fare at Los Lobos, the Italian food at La Cucina, or Sharon's favorite, Onda by Scarpetta, depending on the ship, Le Bistro, their French cuisine, and even Moderno, where they carve Brazilian meats tableside. We've always had fabulous meals at the specialty restaurants on Norwegian. Now, yes, I know other cruise lines do have some great specialty dining options. We're not confused about that. We're aware of that. We get it. But overall, in our opinion, we have found that NCL specialty dining is the best at sea. Now, admittedly, the last two cruise lines I want to mention are the ones that we've been on the least amount of times. Just a couple of cruises on each one, but we've been on newer and older ships and have found things to be consistent on both. First, let's jump to Holland America. I know what you're thinking, Holland America, right? That's for the old folks. Hey, listen, maybe so, but this may surprise you, but we're going to give it to Holland America for the best main dining room. Now, I'm talking about overall consistency with the service, presentation, and the food quality. Everything we ate on Holland America was amazing, and that includes the couple of breakfasts that we had in the main dining room as well. Now, for us, Holland America's main dining room takes the cake, literally. Also, Sharon would not forgive me if I didn't mention that Holland America has the best cookies at sea. If you've ever seen any of our Holland America videos, you probably saw her sneaking bowlfuls of cookies back to the cabin each night to satisfy her cookie craving. Now, when it comes to Princess Cruise Line, they do a lot of things very well. But the thing that we really liked most about cruising on Princess was actually their cruise app, or more specifically, the medallion that you wear that interacts with the Princess app on your cruise. We loved getting the medallion delivered at home, right? It was very exciting before the cruise. You have options of how you want to wear it or carry it. You almost never have to take it off or give it to someone, since all the ship's technology can just read it from where you are. I mean, whether you're entering your cabin or getting a drink at a bar, it's a super cool process. Some other cruise lines have systems that bear some similarities to the medallion, but I don't know of any that have the same technology and full interactive features as the Princess Medallion does. Now, almost all cruise lines have some sort of app for their guests to use, but we think Princess and their medallion do it better than the others. Now, one cruise line that we haven't sailed on but has something we know of that is better than other cruise lines is MSC, and this is something Sharon wanted me to mention. Now, we can't actually compare the ship and experience itself, but there are two things that Sharon loves, and we want to make sure we got it out there for you guys to know about. Number one, if you sign up for a member number before booking your first cruise with MSC, you will receive a 5% discount on your cruise fare. That's pretty cool. This is something that's offered to anyone that wants to book an MSC cruise. Now, all you do is just go to the MSC website and create a profile, and then you're assigned an official Voyagers Club identification number to use when you book your cruise. Now, currently MSC also has a great status match program, so that's the second thing that we really like about MSC. If you have a high loyalty level with another cruise line, you can fill out a status match form on MSC's website, and they will match your status on their cruise line. Now, keep in mind, all cruise line status tiers are a little bit different. So for instance, let's say you're platinum or diamond on Carnival, that may be the same as gold on MSC, but MSC Gold perks would be comparable to your Carnival Platinum perks. Now, I'll throw a link for the MSC Status Match program in the description box below, just in case it's something that you would like to check out. Now, in the beginning of the video, I mentioned a few rapid fire topics to end the video, so here we go. First off, let's talk about buffets. Listen, buffets can be hit or miss on most cruise ships and cruise lines, but if we had to pick a favorite cruise line buffet, I think we'd have to say Royal Caribbean and maybe NCL right at the top. And Princess is pretty close as well. We've had really great experiences for all meals, right? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner on occasion on these different cruise lines. Again, sometimes you'll find something you love, great selection for you and the whole family. Sometimes it's a little hit or miss, like I said, but overall, those cruise lines do the buffet the best. Now, let's not forget the kids and the kids clubs. For years, Carnival was the easy number one, and for younger kids and toddlers, we think they still are at the top, but Royal Caribbean's right up there as well, especially with their newer ships. Now, as kids turn to teens, Royal and Norwegian are at the top. Of course, their newer ships have a lot of fun things, Royal ships especially, and Matthew wanted me to mention that as teens turn into young adults, Royal has some great scheduled events with the staff involved for those that are 18 to 25 years old that may get a little lost in what cruising has to offer, right? That age group sometimes can be forgotten on the cruise ships. Now, especially 18 to 20-year-olds in particular, that's where Matthew is. You know, those kids are too old for the kids clubs. They're too young for the bars. You don't want them to just spend the whole time burning through their money in the casino. So that age group, 18 to 20, 18 to younger 20s, that can be tough for cruising. And we think that Royal does a great job taking care of those folks. Now, when it comes to pizza, listen, I have to mention pizza. And this is for the fast casual included pizza that's available at any time in different places on the cruise ship, right? I'm not talking about restaurant style stuff, just talking about getting pizza quick and easy. We have to give it to Princess Cruise Line, with Carnival a close second. And I'm sorry, Sorrentos, you're not up there for us. That's just the way it is. Now, bars, a topic that is close to my heart. Every ship's different, and you can find amazing bartenders at bars that make or break your bar experience. Lord knows we have met a couple of bartenders over the years that we know if we walked up, they would recognize us. We always recognize them. We look for them when we go on a ship. A lot of times they're on brand new ships. So if you check out a new cruise ship that just came out, you'll see the same folks that you always see because they're so good. They open up each new cruise ship as they come out. Let me separate the bars into maybe two categories, okay? The first one's important when it comes to your pool deck bar and your bar service on the pool deck. And maybe you don't realize it, but if you're out there with your friends, your family, you're chilling out on the pool deck all day, you want good service. Royal Caribbean crushes the competition. When it comes to overall bar experience, though, wow, that is a hard one. It's actually too hard. Now, Princess was great. Enjoyed the bars on our Princess cruises. Carnival has great bars, but man, they are always so darn busy. It can take forever just to get a drink. Now, Royal Caribbean has great bars on their newer ships. Holland America bars were cool. But I think overall, I'd have to give it to Norwegian for the overall bar experience. When I think about the vibe, the different types of bars, I just really like, Norwegian. It just works well for us, and we've had great experiences time and time again. And when it comes to Wi-Fi, all ships have it, but out of all of our recent cruises on different cruise lines, we found that Princess had the best Wi-Fi that we could find. Maybe that's because of the clientele, less people spending all day on their phones, keeps the bandwidth a little more freed up for the rest of us. But from start to finish, every day, we never had a hiccup with the Wi-Fi. We could download, we can upload. It just worked great for us on Princess. Now, finally, casinos. Now, we're not big spenders, but we enjoy the casinos on our cruises. And although I don't think you'll get any argument from anyone that Royal and Carnival have the best casino deals for their cruisers, but we actually like the casinos most on Norwegian. And I think that's because on the ships that we've sailed on, the casinos are always non-smoking. But they do have a smoking section that's closed in for those that want to smoke and gamble. But the fact that they're closed in, kind of behind glass doors, so to speak, that keeps the rest of the casino very smoke-free. And we like that about Norwegian Cruise Line casinos. Plus, listen, my biggest casino win ever was on a Norwegian cruise ship, so I might be a little biased in that respect. Now, I know we haven't been on all the cruise lines yet, and we hope to in the near future. And we're sorry if your favorite cruise line wasn't mentioned here, but we know you'll jump into the comments to share your thoughts and opinions about who does it best, and especially where you thought we were right and where you thought we were wrong. And of course, maybe we missed something and you're gonna tell us about that too. And that's cool. We can't wait to read your comments, so don't let us down. Get in the comments, talk about your favorite things, your favorite cruise lines. We want to hear all about it. All right, before you go, please make sure to subscribe. Give us a like, a thumbs up, and maybe hit the notification bell so you always know when new content's coming out. Remember that when you're ready to book your next cruise and you want an extremely experienced travel agent that can book you, your family, or your large group on any cruise line, from any cruise port to any destination, anywhere, contact Sharon at sharonatsea@gmail.com. That's right, sharonatsea@gmail.com. Listen, if you don't believe me, just look her up, right? Research her, Google her, Sharon at Sea. Look at the experience she has. You'll definitely choose Sharon to book your next family vacation. At least we hope so. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching and joining me, and we'll see you guys in the next video.